What's up, friends? Today we're checking out Pineapple Slice by BAEKHYUN. We'll be looking at it from the perspective of a producer and songwriter, so expect pauses to go over specific elements and stuff I think is cool. That intro is sick. I love just like the really atmospheric synthy stuff going on. I like how they play with different vocal effects. They have kind of like oohs and ahs, and then they have his vocal sounding really in the background with a ton of reverb and also pretty low in the mix. With this, tell me the taste is sweet to you, and all those lyrics really creates this atmosphere going into the song.
What's your name? 흔들린 듯한 너의 시선이 Don't look at me like I'm basic 향기롭고 특별해 I just any letter boy in a fairy tale 선명한 색을 봤어 like bouquet 이대로 내게 보내는 초대 황홀할 것도 설레게 Driving you insane 온몸에 퍼져간 나의 몸.
So there's really cool development going on right here. I love how they start with just that kick and the bass. And that bass has a ton of distortion on it. So it really takes up a significant amount of kind of that frequency space. So it's just that in his vocal. Really sick bass riff. Boom, ding, 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 ding. Just a great little tune. I think it's intelligent to focus in on kind of the bass and the drums as your core mechanics for a song. I like doing this a lot when I produce pop music. You can hear it on my album Giovanni, and also with another album I helped produce recently. There was a lot of that. There was a song where we really focused in on have a distorted bass with drums. So I think it's just a great way to develop a verse. And then they add these kind of really percussive instruments halfway through the verse that add a little bit more high end, add a little bit more body to the frequency range of the song. Has kind of a Phil Collins-y sound to it. There's something cool that happens in that pre-chorus, and that is they do the kind of normal atmospheric synth halftime feel for pre-chorus that you see in a lot of K-pop music, but the distinction is they add these strings in right at the end that are kind of this indication of a primary color and sound that's going to show up in the chorus. And then when it shows up in that chorus, it just feels so fulfilling. So we lose a lot of that atmosphere in exchange for rhythm and energy, but we keep those strings on, which are just a really cool addition. There's really cool vocal additions on this second verse. I really like the kind of background stuff going on and just how much it adds to the overall feel and vibe. It makes it have this big distinction from the first verse when really we're just adding like a couple vocals in some specific places that are really in the background, not invading that space. Also, take a bite out of me, a pineapple slice of me. I don't know what that means, but it's provocative, man. It gets people going. Gotta love that little head voice thing right at the end of that pre-chorus. Ugh, it sounds so smooth. Yeah, and that little run right at the end going into the chorus, it's sick. I kind of miss the second half of the verse being a little bit longer, but I do think it's smart to have your second verse shorter than the first verse, so it makes sense. Just really like that development that they had in the first verse and how long they let that stick around. I think it's a really cool percussive pattern. What I love about that chorus is they're taking kind of this old disco inspiration with that 4 on the floor kick and the strings, which are so disco, but they're adding this really new modern production landscape to it, and it's adding just a really nice flair to it. So it's so danceable because that 4 on the floor kick with good syncopation is just one of the most danceable things in existence. But they're really making it their own, which is so cool. I think it's a thing you have to be careful with when you're using that 4 on the floor kick pattern where you're kicking every beat. It's something I've run into before when producing again on Giovanni, funny that's coming up again, where I had this song where it had that 4 on the floor kick beat, and I wanted to make sure it still sounded kind of fresh and modern and had a little bit more of that darker tone to it. And they're achieving the same thing here, although the strings really bring up the bright, just lovely energy.
It's just a different thing, babe. You stay calling me extra sweet, calling me extra sweet. Come get it. Find a precise of me. This find a precise of me. Dive deeper in the sweet, deeper in the sweet. Find a precise of me. Take a bite of all of me, all of me. Tell me the taste ain't good to you. You know the taste is real.
That synth line. Oh, so good. BAEKHYUN is so stupid talented. I mean, EXO's got so many really great members to it, and BAEKHYUN just knocks my socks off pretty consistently. I like this direction for him too, this really kind of danceable but dark type of direction. He's still keeping a lot of that R&B flair within his vocals, which I think is so necessary to show when you're using BAEKHYUN. He's released a lot of heavily R&B inspired projects, and I like how danceable this one is and how dark and fun. There's a lot of just like this good vibe going off, and it gives a lot of opportunities for him to show off his vocal range, like get into those kind of lower lows, but then go into that head voice and be just so sick. And those harmonies are tight as can be. Just great sound out of BAEKHYUN. Always excited to hear a good BAEKHYUN song. Been a fan for a minute now. Yeah. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on Pineapple Slice. If you have, I'd appreciate if you like, comment, share, subscribe. I know it's a lot to subscribe to someone, so that sacrifice means the world to me, of you hitting that subscription button. And this is the biggest bother I'm going to ask right here at the end. I've got an album called Giovanni that reflects some of this type of sound, and it would mean so much to me if you would check it out. It's got it right there. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
Devils in a new dress, devils in the details.